Is the actual transcript from a big part of John Cena's promo last night on Monday Night Raw to The Undertaker. John Cena to The Undertaker. Allow me to address The Undertaker himself. Get over your own ego. The difference between you and me is when I fail, I get back up. I put a smile on my face, and I go to work to kick ass the next day. When you fail, you hide your head in the sand, never to be seen again, because you're so ashamed and embarrassed about what people will say about you. It's amazing that a symbol so strong is so fragile. And stop hiding behind your lame excuses. You are not too old, you are not washed up, and you are not broken down, because if you were broken down, you wouldn't be posting workout videos on your wife's Instagram. The only one that's stopping this match from happening is you self-centered, conceited, egomaniac. I was floored last night with that John Cena promo for many reasons. That part of it, floored because not only was that a hard-hitting, harsh, badass promo from any superstar to any other superstar, but when you think about who that promo was to, the fucking Undertaker, the most respected man in the locker room of all time, forever and ever, eternal, the most respected man in that locker room. And that was to him. I mean, while this promo is being said, I'm thinking, damn, this is to the fucking Undertaker. You're not broken down, because if you were broken down, you wouldn't be posting videos on your wife's Instagram, calling The Undertaker a conceited, self-centered egomaniac. Telling The Undertaker to get over himself and to get over his own ego. I mean, that's when you fail, you run away, you hide your head in the sand, you're never heard from again. I was floored by it, man. That was epic, just because of who it was to, how it was delivered, what this means for WrestleMania, man. Whether you think it's 4 years too late or not, maybe it is. John Cena versus Undertaker on what's looking like a pretty stacked WrestleMania card now. It's finally starting to take shape, and I'm starting to get intrigued by it. When you look at the card, that's a fun exhibition match I'm all for. It's not supposed to be for a championship. It's not supposed to be over the top. It's a fun exhibition match, just like Ronda Rousey, Kurt Angle versus Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. That's a fun exhibition match. Undertaker versus John Cena, fun exhibition match. It wasn't just the seriousness of John Cena's promo last night. Before he even got to The Undertaker, he was talking about how he has no path and he's okay with it now. He's come to grips with the situation. He's going to buy a ticket and watch as a fan. So he goes out into the stands and he says, I could be sitting next to you, next to you. He goes up to some lumberjack guy. I think he called him a lumberjack. Big old beard, flannel shirt. He's got a beer in his hand. John Cena says, I could be sitting next to you. Crowd's flipping out. John Cena says, let me get a sip of that. John Cena takes a sip of this guy's beer. That was really cool because it's John Cena breaking away a little bit from just, I'm just the role model for the kids. You know, he's taking a sip of fucking beer. We've come a long way from the 80s. When I was a kid, our role model was Hulk Hogan, right? Say your prayers, drink your milk, take your vitamins. John Cena's drinking beers on fucking TV. I liked it. It was a step away, man. My favorite era was Stone Cold Steve Austin pounding 30 packs in the ring. So I fucking love John Cena at least taking a sip of beer. Break out of character a little bit. Everybody was having fun with the promo, and then the fans started chanting for The Undertaker. And John Cena stopped for a moment to acknowledge the chant and said, thank you. He looks to the curtain and says, hopefully they're listening. Like, I tried, they didn't listen. It was played off so well, guys, that you guys know for over a month now, I've been reporting this to you guys, as a lot of us in the community have been, that The Undertaker is nearly a lock to take on John Cena. So for me to know this, to believe John Cena to the point where I'm thinking maybe The Undertaker isn't going to come back for this last match. Because he did stop to acknowledge it, look to the back and say, hopefully they're listening. You know, as if to say, like, maybe next year, maybe at some point that can happen. And then he kept on going about how he's going as a fan. And then he just stops toward the end of his promo, what was going to be the end of his promo, storyline-wise. And he said, well, wait, because some fans were still heckling, Undertaker, Undertaker. So he said, I'm going as a fan. What can they do to me if I do the one thing they probably don't want me to do? They can't remove me from the card. I'm not on the card. I'm buying a ticket. So he said, I'm going to try this one more time. Who's making this match impossible? Is it WWE? Let me clear the air. Let me ask again, because if I do the one thing they don't want me to do, they'll cut my mic off. They'll bring security. They'll suspend me like Roman Reigns, which I'll get to that in a couple of minutes too, by the way. So he looks into the hard camera and he says, I challenge The Undertaker for a match at WrestleMania. He checks his mic, it's still on. He looks to the curtain, no security's coming. He says it again. I challenge The Undertaker to a match at WrestleMania. He says it again. No security comes down, the mic is still on. He says it's obvious it's not WWE who's stopping this match from happening and making it impossible. It's none of you. This is obviously The Undertaker, and that's when he cut the promo, the transcript I just gave you guys. That's when he cut that on The Undertaker. It is set in stone now. There's no going back. The Undertaker, whether you like it or not, whether you believe in it or not, whether you think it's the right decision for The Undertaker or not, he's coming back, and it's badass. That is fucking epic. Anybody who's saying, oh, The Undertaker should just go away, he doesn't have it anymore, please, man. That match with Roman Reigns, he had it. It was a decent fucking match. The Undertaker only has to... Can I be honest with you guys? I want to see The Undertaker at WrestleMania 40. I'm okay with the next 4 to 5 to 6 fucking years, The Undertaker going out there and having 5-minute matches where he just wrecks people, tombstones them, and that's it. Just to see him, just to experience The Undertaker, just to have the music blasting, to have the Undertaker in that ring, dropping tombstones. So I love how fans can just tell somebody when to give it up. The Undertaker still has it. He can get in good shape. He can get in that ring. He can go at least 10 to 15 minutes. We know that for a fact. So who's saying he's washed up and broken down? I know superstars that can go out there at 45, 50, 55, 60 years old. They just played a package last night on the fabulous Moolah, and when she won the Women's Championship at the age of 75 years old. 75. Nobody was going, oh, you're washed up, you're broken down. Please, man, if they still got it, WWE and pro wrestling, a big part of what we love and who we are is nostalgia. We love saluting and celebrating the superstars from the past. And if I can get The Undertaker at any moment, at any time, I'm taking him as a fan. So any fans that are trying to say stay away, you gave enough to the business and all that, don't speak for the rest of us. Of course The Undertaker gave enough to the business, but The Undertaker doesn't want to go away, and fans like me don't want him to go away. So as long as he's in exhibition matches, and John Cena's got some movie projects and other things to go later this year, and for the rest of his career, and that's good for him, so John Cena is officially part-time. If it's an exhibition match with another part-timer, that's only going to go about 10-15 minutes tops, and who gives a fuck? Undertaker's not going to go out there and be fucking crippled. Relax. At least we hope not, right? So, it's fucking... Undertaker knows what he's doing. He's a grown adult. He wants to be there, and we want to see him there. He's not going to make a fool out of himself. He knows what he's doing. Everybody is still fucking hung up on the concussion he sustained from Brock Lesnar in that match. Guys, that was a freak accident. He wasn't himself, and he was such a consummate professional and such a badass, he finished that match. When realistically, maybe he should have just called it quits when that injury happened. But he finished the match just for other people to be like, oh man, that was ugly, he's washed up. Yeah, he didn't know where the fuck he was, and he still finished that match. He went out there with the big dog last year, and he fucking put on a decent match, I felt. So I think him and John Cena are going to fucking actually deliver and show you the opposite of washed up and broken down. So I did just want to address that. Anybody who's really against The Undertaker coming back boggles my fucking mind. And all I got to say is don't ruin it for me, motherfucker. Because I get The Undertaker this year. Just an epic fucking promo. Yes, I said epic because not only was it humorous at times, not only was it deadbolt harsh and serious at times to the fucking Undertaker of all people, but it was entertaining as fuck. And I think that's the whole theme of Monday Night Raw last night. It was entertaining as fuck. I tweeted out last night over on my Twitter, and I was half kidding around, but I was half serious. And I said, something's not right, guys. These storylines are being told, the feuds are being elevated, and the entire show has been entertaining as fuck. Who kidnapped the writers? And I was kidding, but I was kind of like, what happened to the writers? And I'm thinking to myself, I think that's what they were doing all along. I think the past couple of months why the television and the writing and the booking has been extra horrific is because all of their time and efforts have been into the final push for WrestleMania season. The final push being after Fastlane, the four weeks leading into WrestleMania, the whole month leading into WrestleMania. That's the final push. That's the biggest part of the road to WrestleMania. And I think Vince really had them dedicating all their time and efforts to that. And that's why we got nonsensical, really extra horrific writing and booking the past couple of months. Because it was just to kind of formulate those plots, kind of fucking get us through week to week. But what we saw last night was shit, actually, like time was being put into everything. Time. John Cena and Undertaker was just one part. Roman Reigns, he goes out there. Again, they announce. Kurt Angle has to go out there and say Brock Lesnar again did not show up. At first, I'm pissed off because I'm like, I just want to see my boy Brock. You guys know I love Brock Lesnar. Last week, you fooled me once. Hey, that's a shame on fucking you. Or is it me? You fool me twice, it's a shame on one of us as well, huh? I always forget how that fucking goes, guys. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. I think that's how it goes. But no matter what, even if you want to flip it, you fooled me once, it's a shame on fucking both of us. Me for believing you, and you for fucking telling me something that you didn't deliver. You fooled me twice, now I'm fucking pissed. That's my motto. And I was kind of fucking pissed at her. What do you mean? You just fucking promoted this motherfucker 2 weeks in a row. How are you going to tell me again he didn't show up? But then, literally like 30 seconds later, I'm kind of like, I'm digging this storyline. I'm kind of into this a little bit. The way that they're portraying it is kind of like, listen, this motherfucker didn't show again. We're not going to dedicate time and effort into getting pissed at him or degrading him on live TV. We're just going to move on as business as usual. We're going to deal with this motherfucker when he does get to the arena, whenever he does, whatever week he decides to show up. I liked Kurt Angle's demeanor in that. Roman Reigns came down. He starts playing it up some more. What do you mean he didn't show up? So Roman's kind of fucking acting like he's pissed off about it. He starts saying the only reason he isn't suspended or terminated is because he's Vince's boy. He actually said Vince's boy, man, which is ironic because we all look at Roman Reigns as Vince's boy. So they flipped the script. And Roman Reigns said he's so fucking pissed off that you know what? This isn't your fault, Kurt. It's nobody else's fault. This is Vince McMahon's fault. And I feel disrespected. Because if this was me or anyone else, we'd be fired right now. Suspended, anything. Fined at least. Brock gets nothing. So he tells Kurt, I'm going to go find Vince McMahon and deal with this head on. He goes up to the back. I believe we cut to commercial at that point. But we come back from commercial. This was fucking awesome. They're in gorilla position where Vince McMahon actually sits for each Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, his pay-per-views. That's the gorilla position. He's in the main seat. And usually it's Triple H or Shane or Stephanie or one of his fucking corporate fucking suits and ties that are sitting next to him at this table in the monitors. So he crashes gorilla. And Vince is just like, Vince played it off great. Like, this was very organic. Vince didn't act like he was, like, ready for it or he wasn't over-animated. Vince was just like, relax, buddy, calm down. He shakes his hand. It was almost like what would happen in a real-life situation. Roman wasn't over-animated. Roman Reigns played this off really good. He could have walked in there over-animated, shouting, fucking pushing people, you know what I mean? Roman was just like, we need to talk. And I just fucking loved it. And it felt so real, not only because of those elements, but because Shane McMahon was right next to Vince, which would really happen backstage in real life. Storyline-wise, he's a SmackDown general manager. But in real life, he's going to be next to Vince McMahon at a Monday Night Raw, man, calling the shots from behind the scenes. So they broke the whole kayfabe. They broke the story of, oh, SmackDown Raw. They had Shane McMahon actually next to Vince McMahon. So for fans that are not really, you know, not the smart fan, not the ones that are really like know the ins and outs of the business, the behind the scenes of the business, they're looking at this like, wow, what's the general manager doing backstage at Raw? So it was fucking cool, man. The casual fans would be like, hey, that's fucking Shane McMahon. But to me, I was like, wow, that's organic. That's fucking cool. They could have easily just taken Shane out. You know what? This doesn't fit. But they said, no, man, how would this act in real life? How would this be? And they let it play out, man. And I love that whole Roman Reigns thing. I really did. There's some people, and I tweeted that out too last night, that, oh, I see what you're doing here. You're trying to flip the script in calling Brock Vince's boy. I said, well played, WWE. Well played indeed. And I tweeted that out because it's well played. You want Roman to be your face either way. Whether he's getting booed or not, you want him to be your poster kid. And you know that Brock is leaving, or most likely, so you have to have him as the heel. You have to. So whether people like it or not, Brock has to be the villain here. Even if he's cheered, he's the fucking heavy favorite on that night. Doesn't matter. Vince still has to portray it like Brock is this evil villain. So if indeed Brock, that is his last match at Mania for a while, that Vince protected his ass. Roman Reigns is still the fucking face, and fucking Brock Lesnar is not seen again, but that's okay, because you built him up to be this person who was leaving anyway. So that's what Vince has to do. There's people that are actually pissed off. Like, I tweeted that out, and that was in fun. Ah, I see what you're doing. Well played, Vince. Well played, WWE. But there's people that are pissed off. Why are they doing that, trying to insult us and fucking changing Roman Reigns and acting like Roman Reigns is the fucking big face when we hate fucking Roman Reigns? And why is Vince doing this? We see through you. Why are people getting pissed? That's what Vince has to do. That is his face. Brock is leaving for a while. Brock is exiting after that match. So you have to portray Brock Lesnar in that light. So you flip the script. You make Roman Reigns versus the Authority a little bit. Try to gain some reaction. Try to gain some momentum with the fans. Try to get on their good side. That's what you have to try to do. I don't understand. I mean, if you go to the Olive Garden because they lowered the fucking... If Olive Garden tries to get you into their establishment, the Olive Garden gives you a commercial saying they've lowered the prices. Come on in and have a delicious hot meal for $7. Are you going to go, no, fuck you, Olive Garden. I see what you're doing. You're lowering your prices so you can get me in your doors to get business from me. No, I'm not paying your $7. Put it back to $13. I'm not coming into Olive Garden unless you put it back to the original price. $7. I see through your bullshit. Well, that's what they have to do. They have to lower the prices to get you in. They're competing with other people. There's many factors that play into them lowering that price. They want to get you through the door. What do you get in return? You get to pay less money. It's business. Are you going to honestly get pissed at the Olive Garden because they lowered the prices? Of course, they're not on the commercial going to say, hey, we lowered the prices so you can come to our establishment. We lowered our prices so you can come through our doors. So you'll come and visit us. No. They're going to make it seem like, hey, we lowered our prices because you come first. And we're doing everything possible for you guys. Well, that's what Vince needs to do for his business. Brock is leaving. We got to portray Brock as this evil son of a bitch that hates all of us, doesn't want to be here, only here for the money. We get what's going on. So tell the fucking story. So they flip the script. So they're going to have Roman Reigns try to get some reaction by taking on the Authority a little bit, by taking on Vince McMahon. Who gives a fuck? It's Vince's company. He's trying to tell a story. Some people take it a little too far. I see through this, and this is absolute bullshit. You're going to tell Vince McMahon how to run his company, tell a story? Listen, we all agree that maybe Roman shouldn't be in that spot, but how you're going to tell Vince to tell a story? Would you rather go, it goes back to the Olive Garden, would you rather go to the Olive Garden for $13 fucking dollars, or would you rather go for $7? Same thing with Roman Reigns and Brock. If you're going to have Roman and Brock anyway, the fans are not excited. both are fucking getting mediocre reactions as of late. Roman Reigns, 60% boos at times. Would you rather that, or would you rather have a fun storyline going into it? Regardless if you see through bullshit. I know, I do too. But would you rather just the way it was being built as just lackluster, nonsensical, we don't even want to see this? Or would you rather at least, if it's gonna happen anyway, which it is, would you rather at least have a fun storyline? I'd rather the fun storyline. Last night, that was a good storyline for Roman Reigns. He comes out again because he's pissed off. Brock no-showed again. He got so pissed off, he goes to the gorilla position to get Vince McMahon. Vince slows his roll. Says, let's go to my office and talk about this. Again, adding realism. They go to the office. We cut to commercial. We come back. Roman comes out. Renee Young tries to speak with him. Roman's distraught. He leaves. Vince McMahon comes out, says Roman Reigns is suspended. Suspended for acting out. Loved it. Loved it. I mean, I actually had some people just telling me, yeah, but BC, don't you feel like they're trying to force feed us this and we see what's going on? Don't you think like, and I'm like, yes, but who cares? Of course we see what's going on. Why does it matter? We're getting Brock and Roman anyway. So the least you could do is give me a fun storyline, man. Give me that. They're giving me that. So I don't give a fuck. I mean, you gotta really, really, really hate Roman Reigns to be pissed off at this storyline. You gotta really hate this motherfucker. And if that's the case, there's an issue. Because, fuck, man. It's Vince's company. This is the one match he wants. This is the superstar he wants. I'm not gonna fucking have an aneurysm over trying to defend against it. So, great job on fucking John Cena, and a really good job by Roman Reigns, Vince McMahon playing his part, having Shane McMahon there. A couple of awesome storylines, man. Just fucking awesome. Asuka last night. Let's go to another big storyline. Asuka showing up to talk about why she chose Charlotte, but Alexa Bliss never gave her the chance. And Alexa comes down with Mickie James. Alexa Bliss starts hitting Asuka really hard with the language barrier. I mean, there is nobody that plays a mean girl better than Alexa Bliss. Now, that's not saying, as you guys know, I'm the best on the mic for females is always going to be Stephanie McMahon for me because she's so great and she's such that bitch character. And second would be Charlotte. Charlotte can play that type of character too. But when you talk the stereotypical mean girl, that's Alexa Bliss, man. She just has this look in her face too. Like, I don't give a fuck what I'm saying to you. I don't give a fuck about you. It's all about me. She always has cronies behind her, which the lead female mean girl in high school would always have her lackeys behind her, right? She has Mickey, she has Nia, she has all the girls that want to be like the cool girl. So Alexa, everything about this character just is so brilliant. So she comes out, hits Asuka hard, talking about how she doesn't blame Asuka for going over and facing the lesser champion in Charlotte and just hitting her hard with the language barrier. Asuka starts yelling at her and Alexa's like, I couldn't understand any of that, part because she's yelling in my face and the other part because don't understand her, basically. Alexa was just brilliant last night. And then they said, you don't got to worry about me or Mickey tonight. You got to worry about this person. And she points to the curtain, but nobody comes out. So she says this again, you got to worry about this person. Nobody comes out. It was supposed to be Nia Jax. We all knew that. So they jump Asuka anyway, and Mickie James ends up taking on Asuka. Now, decent match actually, too, for an impromptu match. Asuka ends up winning, obviously. But was it after the match? Did they jump Asuka? I think they did jump. Yeah, they jumped Asuka afterwards, I believe, as well. So Asuka did win the match, keeps her streak, but they did jump Asuka afterwards as well. But that wasn't the best part of the story. Afterwards, you talk about time being given to storylines last night. This was awesome. First, you had Alexa go backstage to where Nia Jax was in her dressing room. Alexa says, where were you? I did this all for you so you can regain your confidence. And Nia goes, yeah, I couldn't go out there because Kurt told me not to. He said I actually have a match next. So Alexa's trying to feed into Nia, trying to pretty much persuade Nia that she needs to be in her corner next week because Alexa Bliss is taking on Asuka next week on Raw. So Alexa Bliss was saying how Nia has to be in her corner next week. So Nia Jax is really putting it on thick for Nia Jax. Alexa's really trying to be chummy. And you could tell she's being fake as fuck. But she's trying to give Nia Jax everything she wants to hear and trying to be buddy-buddy, but it's all bullshit. And Nia Jax goes out there, has a squash match with the best fucking girl. What was her name? Joan? I forgot her name. Nia Jax had a squash match with this female who literally looks like she was a waitress at Denny's. Like, literally, WWE went to Denny's, said, hey, anybody want to fight Nia tonight? And the waitress was like, fuck, my tips suck tonight. I'll take it. This girl goes in there like she didn't know she was about to have a wrestling match. Nia Jax crushes this woman with an elbow. This elbow was, I thought this woman was disintegrated. So Nia Jax kills this woman. I hope she didn't kill. It looked like she was fucking killed. I have no fucking idea. Somebody get word of who this woman is and make sure she's okay, please. Nia Jax crushed this girl. And after the match, Nia goes to leave, but up on the Tron, Alexa Bliss and Mickie James show up in the locker room where Nia Jax was. And there's a boom mic. You can tell there's a boom mic. So storyline-wise, you're not supposed to be hearing what Alexa and Mickie are saying. They have a camera set up, and there's a boom mic because Charlie is about to do an interview with them. So they're waiting around. The story is that they're waiting around, waiting for Charlie and just talking buddy to buddy, Alexa and Mickie. And for like, guys, this is what I mean about time giving to the story. They gave them like 3 to 5 minutes at least last night. I didn't count, but I'm guessing it was 3 to 5 minutes to bash Nia Jax. Alexa Bliss was exposed last night, storyline-wise, and all of her plans and ideas were exposed of what she was doing, using Nia Jax. It was great. Mickie James just insulting Nia Jax. Alexa would laugh. Alexa would insult Nia. Mickie would laugh. Now, I got a lot of people that are telling me, BC, don't you think they took it too far? And body shaming and bullying was used. I don't think they took it too far because Alexa Bliss, guys, also dealt with a lot of body issues growing up. So I think if it was too far, Alexa would not be comfortable with it. And I do think that Alexa would tell Vince that. I know people are afraid of Vince, but this is a delicate storyline that I think you could go to the writers of Vince and be like, whoa. Don't think for 1 second Nia and Alexa weren't okay with it. Now, on the other hand, you could say yes, but BC, even if they were okay with that, isn't it WWE's job not to do that? Guys, at not one point during that promo did I feel uncomfortable for them, though. I really feel Alexa and Nia are best friends. They both dealt with the body issues and body image issues growing up. So I just think that this is a story being told to maybe teach a lesson in the long run. That's what I was getting from it. But everyone has their own take, so I can totally understand if you guys thought it was too far. But maybe that was the point. Maybe they struck a chord. I don't know. It's to each their own. I personally didn't think it was too far. I felt it was dynamite. I felt they took it to the edge. They were taking it to Nia Jax, no question about it. And if I didn't know they were best friends in real life, Alexa and Nia, if I didn't know that Alexa also had body image issues growing up, if I didn't know all that, maybe to me it would be too far, but I did know all that. So to me, it was a great story being told. And it was such a long story told. They let them just diss Nia for minutes. To the point where it was Charlie first. Charlie came over to... No, maybe Nia actually fucking just got pissed. Nia starts storming to the back. Charlie ends up coming in for the interview and says, guys, I just think you should know that that boom mic has been on the whole time. And they were like, what do you... So they heard everything we were saying? Charlie's like, yeah. So they start... I loved it, man. You cut back to Nia Jax, who's rushing backstage. Alexa and Mickie James are frantic at this point. They're trying to run away. Alexa stops Mickie. No, don't go that way. This way. Back door, back door. They start running away. Nia Jax enters the locker room. Starts throwing the biggest tantrum ever, man. She is in a rage. Chucking luggage. Chucking the boom mics. The cameras. Fucking tables. Chair. I forgot what she was chucking. She flipped the fuck out. Bayley and Sasha should have been the championship match for WrestleMania. I stand by that. I always will. But Vince, just like Brock and Roman, Vince is dead set on Alexa versus Nia. And again, I see where he's going with this. He wants Nia to have the belt, so Ronda Rousey eventually will beat Nia. So, to do that, you have to have Nia kind of face-ish going into WrestleMania because Alexa is a hardcore heel right now. So you have to kind of do a slight turn. But I think when she wins the belt, Nia will be that drastic fucking heel. And Ronda, by SummerSlam, will capture that belt from her. So if Vince is going to have that match anyway, Alexa and Nia, then just like Brock and Roman, if you're going to do it anyway, it's his company. I can sit here, bitch and moan and have an aneurysm, or I can ask that you at least, if you're going to do it anyway, give me a good story, Vince. Just give me that, and I'll be okay with it then. And they did. They're giving me a story behind it. They're not just saying, you're going to get Brock and Roman because I said so. You're going to get Nia and Alexa because I said so. No, they're giving us a story, man. And it's epic. And it's hitting chords. It's hitting strings. It's pissing people off. They took it too far. They crossed the line. I like it. People are talking. I will say that, man. I loved the Nia Jax and Alexa thing, just like I did the John Cena thing, just like I did the Roman Reigns thing. As if things couldn't get fucking better, you had this tag team schmaz that I thought, wow, finally, Raw did a bad thing last night. Raw is doing some nonsensical bullshit. And all these tag teams started jumping Cesaro and Sheamus. It was kind of cool, right? Kind of schmazzy, but kind of cool. And then it led into the main event, which was an over-the-top battle royal for tag teams. And the final tag team remaining is going to go on to take on Sheamus and Cesaro at WrestleMania. So you thought, okay, it's going to be... Raw was good all night. I'll give them a mulligan. The main event is going to suck. It's going to be a schmaz. I'll give that to them. Is what I was thinking. I said, okay, they did everything else right. The main event's going to be kind of schmazzy. Okay. But then, at the beginning of this Battle Royal, Braun Strowman's music hits and Braun comes down as a single-man tag team. No partner. It's just, I'm Braun. I'm my own tag team. I got tag team partner number 1. I got tag team partner number 2. Who's getting these hands? I loved it. So what was supposed to be a throwaway main event and a mulligan ends up being entertaining as fuck. Braun ends up winning this motherfucking Battle Royal. Sheamus and Cesaro get up from the commentary booth up at the staging area. They're fucking like, what the fuck is happening? And they're telling the story beautiful too. Big props to Sheamus and Cesaro. They didn't oversell it either last night. In their eyes, they're just like, what the fuck? Sheamus is taking off his glasses slowly. Like, what are you trying to prove, big man? Why are you getting into our business, our division? And Braun's looking over like the fucking beast that he is because he just took out everybody, every fucking tag team. Yes, I wanted to see Gallows and Anderson, guys. I absolutely did. But Braun Strowman winning an over-the-top rope battle royal for tag teams by himself, ending Monday Night Raw. We fade to black. Raw goes off the air. That's fucking badass. Where do we go from here? We don't know. We have to wait till the next chapter. It's a cliffhanger. Another story told last night. Organic, fresh, original idea. What, is Braun going to win tag straps by himself? It's something we've never seen before, and it's absolutely fucking epic. So, guys, we went too fucking far on a lot of other shit. So, I am going to skip some shit. I'll go over a little bit. You want to talk the IC Championship. First, they did a Miz TV. Miz in the middle, and he had 2 guests, Finn Balor and Seth Rollins, his opponents for WrestleMania for the IC Championship. I liked it. The chemistry was there. It was getting me a little more invested in this IC strap match. And first, Finn and Seth were kind of against Miz, but then they started sparring word for word against each other. And Seth said to Finn, no offense, I'm going to take the championship at WrestleMania. Nothing you can basically do about it. And Finn said, well, that's all cute, but the last time me and you were facing off for a championship, I think you were the loser. I think I walked away with the strap, and that was the Universal Championship. And Finn Balor goes, and I did it with one arm. That was fucking awesome, because remember, that's when he, I believe, dislocated it. Was it his shoulder? I think he dislocated his shoulder in that match. Still finished it and won the championship. And he actually brought that up in this promo last night. So Seth Rollins, the whole crowd was like, oh, and Seth's like, all right, you want to live in the past? Well, I want to live in the future. And they start sparring a little bit. This set up a Finn Balor-Seth Rollins match last night, which delivered for me, man. One-on-one, we know Finn can go and Seth can go. You put them together, and they'll go in that ring. What I loved about this match was the finish. Awesome finish, man. I don't know if I've ever seen this before, where Seth Rollins, top rope suplex to Finn Balor. They hit the canvas. Seth Rollins flips over to turn Finn into another suplex immediately after the top rope suplex. And as he's going for the second one, Finn catches him in a roll-up. 1, 2, 3, Finn Balor squeaks out the win. Loved that pinning combination, man. That was original as fuck. Caught me off guard. I was kind of like this in my seat. I shot the fuck up because it was a cool way to end the match. And again, you have to have superstars that can really go in the ring like Balor and Rollins to pull that off. And they pulled it off beautifully. From the top rope, never let go of the hold. Went to put him into a second suplex, but halfway through got rolled up. It was such an epic sequence of events that at the count of 2, I was thinking in my head, oh, he better count to 3 because that's a badass way to win a match. And the referee did, man. And Finn Balor walks out with the win over Seth Rollins. I thought that was fucking awesome. They kept Ronda Rousey, Triple H, fucking Stephanie McMahon, Kurt Angle. No, Kurt Angle was on TV, obviously, with the Roman Reigns segment and a couple backstage segment. But the whole angle with the mixed tag match with Ronda Rousey, Stephanie, and Triple H, they left them all off TV. They just played a video package. I feel that was the right way to go because Raw was so stacked last night. And what did I tell you in last week's review reaction video, guys? I said we've seen a little bit too much physicality with Ronda Rousey and Triple H and Stephanie already. They need to chill that out, or we're going to see everything before their match. So this was a perfect way to chill that out. They did a promo package for 3 or 4 minutes, and that was it. And again, they stacked the rest of the night up so much that we were okay with that. We didn't mind. So they left them off TV. What else, guys? I might forget some shit, and some of it was probably really fucking epic. They went over, what the fuck? Intercontinental Tag Team, we went over. Universal Championship, Undertaker, Cena. Women's Championship. Sasha Banks last night. Sasha Banks went out there to take on Mandy Rose, I want to say, right? Was it Mandy or maybe it was Sonya Deville? I think it was Mandy Rose. Either way, Sasha Banks ends up winning the match. For some reason, Bayley was out there. Now, if Bayley and Sasha have tension, why was Bayley out there in the first place? Bayley, it wasn't a tag team match. And at the end of the match, Sasha wins. Bayley walks away. And after the match, Absolution gets in the ring and absolutely destroys Sasha Banks. Bayley never comes back. So again, why was Bayley out there? To make sure Sasha won and that was it? So Sasha Banks gets her ass kicked. It looks like they stopped the Bayley and Sasha storyline altogether, or it's just so slow that, like I said last week, guys, I'm done with it. I don't care about it anymore. It doesn't look like they're turning anybody heel, Bayley or Sasha, so I think we can all get over it. And even if they do, I think we all can agree we don't give a fuck anymore. The heel turns are done, guys. I don't care if Bayley turns heel anymore. I don't care if Sasha turns heel anymore. Because it ain't happening. And it's too fucking late if it does. The most opportune time was to turn her heel by Royal Rumble. The very latest was Elimination Chamber and have her go into WrestleMania as a heel, Sasha. Now, what are we getting? It looks like Sasha Banks, one of, in my opinion, the best fucking superstar on the roster for the females. But if you guys don't think so, she's at least one of the best for you guys, right? One of your best females on the roster, Sasha Banks. And it looks like she's going to be in a battle royal at WrestleMania. A battle fucking royal. It's a shame, man. It really is. You know what I mean? But it looks like they gave up on the Bayley-Sasha thing, and it looks like they're just going to put them into this battle royal. The Mae Young, Fabulous Moolah, guys. I hope I didn't say Mae Young earlier. I hope I was saying Fabulous Moolah. Because I did mention Mae Young at the top of this video. Fucking Fabulous Moolah is who I fucking meant. Did I say Mae Young? Fuck, man. Hopefully I said Fabulous Moolah, man. Otherwise, this whole video, all the comments, it was Fabulous Moolah, BC. It was Fabulous Moolah, not Mae Young. Fabulous Moolah won the championship at 75 years old. It was not Mae Young. And the Battle Royal will be Fabulous Moolah Memorial Battle Royal, not Mae Young. Just wanted to clear that up. Thank you, guys. You have no idea, man. There's some people out there that they'll watch a 50, 55, 1-hour video of BC. 55 minutes of me entertaining you guys. And the one comment they'll leave will be, BC, it was blah, blah, blah. Oh, BC, or hey, I have a thought about this, BC. No, it's just trying to correct me. The one thing you got in my whole video is a correction. Thanks, asshole! So, Fabulous Moolah Memorial Battle Royal. It looks like all the females are going to be in that. They've mentioned nothing about the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. So, it looks like that is finished. It looks like the Fabulous Moolah Battle Royal for the women is now the new thing. And that's obviously to try to utilize all of the females. That's it. If I forgot anything, guys, which I probably did because, again, this was a kick-ass Monday Night Raw with a lot of fucking moving parts. Epic stories told, epic feuds being elevated. I'm interested and intrigued and excited for WrestleMania because they are finally making me interested, intrigued, and excited about WrestleMania. It finally feels like WrestleMania season. Next week's Raw is fucking huge. Asuka taking on Alexa Bliss. The fallout with Nia Jax, that's huge. Brock Lesnar. Vince McMahon gave his personal word he will definitely be there next week. Does Roman show up while he's suspended to really add fuel to the fire and fuel to the storyline? Gotta see. A lot ends up happening next week, guys. Does The Undertaker respond? It's WrestleMania season. I really feel this is where every segment is going to be badass for badass, man. Promo for promo, match for match, story for story, feud for feud. SmackDown tonight should be fucking pretty badass because you have the fallout of Fastlane. So everything that happened at Fastlane, all of that fallout, we'll see what happens tonight. Just like Raw last night, SmackDown has to bring it tonight. Lots of coffee and ass whippings. The Amplified Man, he's cashing the fuck out. I am B motherfucking C, and I'll check you.